our Pause for Thought guest for this week, Merv Burd, street pastor from Tiverton. Not a lot of street pastoring to be done during lockdown, I suspect. Merv, morning.
Good morning, Gordon. No, not too much at the moment because of the restrictions, etc. But it'll return.
It will return, yes. You'll be pounding those streets before you know it once again.
Absolutely, and keeping fit at the same time.
Well done. So an added bonus, a Brucey bonus.
Indeed.
What have you got for us this morning, Merv?
Yeah, well, Gordon, we've had a wonderful lead into the polls again this morning because we were just hearing just before the news of that which is things that are done good and right can make a difference all around us, even to cleaning the road signs. And I thought how wonderful that was. And I follow that with the fact that we need to be careful how we treat our lawns. There's always a right and wrong things that can contribute to allowing us to have a lush green lawn. In the autumn, your lawn can go from being clear to being completely covered in leaves overnight. Now, leaves may look pretty on your lawn for a day or two, but once they get wet, they'll form a dense mat that's hard to remove. What's more, they can leave bare patches and stifle the grass beneath. If you're like me, I don't allow one single daisy or weed to catch on, as it can quickly spread all over the lawn and ruin the grass. We're told that during dry periods, you can check if your lawn needs more water with the footprint test. Walk across your lawn and look back. If you can see your footprints in the grass, well, you just need to put a drop more water to give it some and quench its thirst. And there are other lessons to help care for your lawn too. Speaking of footprints, this is actually a true story I'm giving to you because I know the farmer involved. And it's of a farmer who had been mixing up weed killer to use around the farm. Some weed killer got spilled onto his wellies, not realizing he walked across his pride and joy, his lawn. In a few days, there was the shape of his footprints that had actually killed off all the grass. You could say he left a mark. He left an impression of his journey across the lawn. I remind ourselves as I began, we hear of others today who are making a difference, who are making an impression on others. Are you, or I, leaving a mark on life too that is good and is right, or is good, or right, or is wrong? There's a thought before we continue. Yesterday I said, every day is a school day. Winston Churchill once said, all men make mistakes, but only wise men learn from their mistakes. Also, it's been said, remember that life's greatest lessons are usually learned at the worst times, and from the biggest times to the smallest of mistakes along life's way. Footprints again. This got me thinking of that well-known poem, Footprints in the Sand. We can become overwhelmed at times by the things that happen around us or even to us. But here's a reminder of how we can be lifted, even carried through such times from this piece, from the wonderful words of this poem. I quote just a few words just to encourage us this morning, where it says, Lord, you said that once I decided to follow you, we would walk side by side through life. But when I needed you most, I only saw one set of footprints in the sand. The Lord replied, I love you, and I would never leave you. During your times of trial and suffering, when you see only one set of footprints, it was then that I carried you. How God still carries us through such times, our mistakes, our everyday burdens, through the good times, happy times, the sad times too. All he asks of us is that we have our faith and our trust in him. And yes, even in our thoughts, sometimes we can think those things that are wrong, that are not right. But God encourages us that we have good thoughts about things around us that may not be feeling or even sensing to be right at this time. And remember this as I close. Your mind is a garden. Your thoughts are your seeds. You can grow flowers or you can grow weeds. Have a good day now. God bless.
Thanks, Mervyn. Have you got a lawn, Mervyn?
I got a lawn. We got a small postage stamp out the front.
Have you got nice lines on it?
We've got a larger lawn at the rear, at the back of the house, yeah.
Do you have nice lines on yours?
Yes, we do indeed at times, but it's a hover more, so it doesn't leave too much of an impression, to be honest.
Ah, well, you can come round and do mine then. I haven't got any lines at all. Is that all right?
You haven't got no lines at all?
No!
Well, there we are.
I need your guidance. Merv, we'll talk again tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow as normal. Gordon, thanks ever so much.
Bless you. Merv Burd, street pastor from Tiverton, with us on Pause for Thought this morning.